Hello, guys. I just want to show you a very, very special gift that I got today. Ugh. Here it is. It. If you wonder what this is a brand new tuba. It is a Yamaha YBB 105 3/4 sized B flat tuba that I just got today, and this one has a silver plating. There are some Yamaha YBB 105 B flat tubas that have a lacquered finish, but this one has a silver finish, which is made especially for me. And you're wondering how this was made. Well, it took between 5 months, almost 6 months, to get this thing, because for the first few months, like maybe 4 months or something, they had to make it. And then the next month, it had to go into a shipping container because it originally came internationally. And then it made its way into the States on January 3rd. And then it finally got delivered on January 9th, 2025. So they have been working on it since late July 2024. And now, in January 2025, I have this. It's a special, I'm going to say, late Christmas gift, because it was originally planned to come out around November of 2024, but there were some delays which caused it to be pushed back to January 2025. But either way, it's here now. So until this thing arrived, I played another tuba, which was an older tuba, which was an Olds model tuba, which was also 3/4 sized and was also pitched in the key of B flat, except it had a gold lacquer finish on it. That was the old tuba, whereas this is the new one that came today. So, as you all know, in 2024, I was lucky enough to become part of the orchestra that I attend, and it is fantastic. And the orchestra was something that I really wanted to participate in ever since 2022, when I first saw the orchestra perform Peter and the Wolf. Of course, I wasn't really part of the orchestra in 2022 by then. I just sat down and watched the orchestra perform. But as of January 2024, last year, in early 2024, I became part of the orchestra. And then the following year, I got this brand new silver tuba in 2025. And I'm happy to report I'm going to bring this thing for the upcoming shows for the orchestra that will take place. And of course, this has a mouthpiece, a very big cup-shaped mouthpiece. If you take the mouthpiece out of the instrument and you blow into the mouthpiece like this, makes a buzzing noise, but then when you hook the mouthpiece onto the instrument, like this, it makes a full sound. So this is the standard pitch of this tuba, which was a concert B flat. There's also those valves that you could press down. Of course, these can be used to change the pitch of the instrument. For example, if you were to push the first valve down, you get a concert A flat instead of a B flat. If you were to push the second valve down, it comes out as an A natural, concert A natural, if you press the second valve down. If you were to push the third valve down, it comes out as a G natural. And you can also play a G natural by pressing the first and second valves together, like this. If you were to push the second and the third valves down, you get a concert G flat major. And then if you were to push the first and third valves down, you get a concert F. And if you were to push all three valves together, you get the lowest note on here, which is a very low concert E. As you can see, it is the bass and contrabass of the brass section. If you compare it to other instruments, like the contrabassoon, which is the bass of the woodwind section, and the string bass, which is the bass of the string section, this tuba makes it the bass of the brass family, as it's a brass instrument. It looks like there's also a similar instrument that looks identical to it, but it's a little bit smaller and plays an octave higher. And that, of course, is called the euphonium, or as the orchestra sometimes calls it, a tenor tuba. But this is a contrabass tuba in B flat. And the word contra means double, which means it's double the size of the euphonium, and it has a conical tube, which means the air gets wider right here. Now, if you're wondering how I wanted to play it, how I wanted to play the tuba, well, I'll tell you. Let me put it down real quick. I really wanted to play the tuba right after I've watched multiple episodes of a funny animated television show. So here's the story. When I was in 4th grade, I used to watch a lot, and I mean a lot, of episodes of the Flintstones. which was a comedy series from Hanna-Barbera that was animated, and it ran from 1960 to 1966, originally on NBC before Cartoon Network reran it in the early 1990s, and then Boomerang reran it in 2000. And nowadays, I hear it airs on a channel called Me TV. But I was very impressed by a wide range of instruments they used on the Flintstones, from tuba to contrabassoon to clarinet to flute to bassoon to oboe to drums and percussion to many jazzy instruments like vibes and stuff. The soundtrack for the TV series is great. It is fantastic. I've also watched a little bit of the futuristic counterparts of the Flintstones called the Jetsons, and that also had a great soundtrack with which prominently also featured tubas in the main soundtrack of the Jetsons as well. And that's what inspired me to play it. Now, I first started playing the tuba when I was in 8th grade, at the second half of 8th grade. Back then, I played the old Olds model B flat tuba with the lacquered finish. Played that one for like roughly a decade before I got this. And there are many different things you could do with this thing. You can play scales. That's, of course, a B flat major scale. If you were to do a minor scale, it would sound like this. You can also do a chromatic scale. You can also do a couple of arpeggios like this. So yeah, that's basically how this thing works. And to celebrate, I'm going to be playing a couple of songs and underscores from one of my favorite comedy series, The Flintstones. First, I'll play the main theme. And now I'm going to play an underscore that I know of that was heard in it. And of course, there's one familiar underscore that I've heard of in multiple Hanna-Barbera television shows, but the Flintstones was one of the most common to use them. And I've also heard that cue in a couple of episodes of the Jetsons, but it sounded like this. It it sounded like a very brisk walking tempo like this. Let's see. I'll play one more underscore before I sign off. And this score was played on a contrabassoon, but I can play it just as well on a tuba, but it sounded like this. And then I'll play one more underscore, which would primarily be heard in the Jetsons, but was also heard in the Flintstones as well. But this is one of the main pieces they used for the Jetsons. It sounded like this. And I'll sign this off by playing Rise and Shine, which is the theme song for the first 2 seasons of the Flintstones, to sign off. So, that was a full demonstration, very in-depth look at this new Yamaha YBB 105 B-flat tuba. And for anyone who's watching this and also attends the orchestra with me, this is a special video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this gift, and I will see you guys later. And I gotta go eat dinner, so till then, until next time, I'll see you later. Now, how would I rate this instrument? Well, this instrument actually sounds a lot better than the old one. The intonation sounds better in this new one. The new one sounds more like it's in tune, unlike the old one, which sometimes tends to be sharp or flat at times. And it has a lot more resonation to the sound, unlike the old one, which still has resonation, but this new one has a lot more resonation to it, making it sound really fantastic. So, I've played I decided to play this because I've watched multiple episodes of the Flintstones as well as a couple Jetsons episodes. And if you want to know what my favorite season of the Flintstones it is, it is season 4, the complete 4th season. You know why? Because it has all of the original cast members and all of the main characters, including Pebbles, who was introduced right at the very end of season 3, and Bam Bam, who appeared right at the very beginning of season 4. That show is what inspired me to play this because as I've already said, the tuba was the main instrument heard in the soundtrack for the show, which sounded really cool. So that's why I decided to play the tuba. I've watched the show when I was in 4th grade, but it wasn't until 8th grade when I started playing the tuba. So, that was my in-depth look at the gift and at the new instrument I got, and I will see you later.